Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing? Let me just turn it down a little bit. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Season 7. It's Taco Tuesday once again. And we're starting this one in Imola. We've had, obviously, anyone that knows ACC knows there's slight issues with the server, but we seem to be, fingers crossed, touch wood, we're in as a spectator. Don't think we'll be changing the cameras. We'll stick with the helicam. We're already well underway and into qualifying. As you can see, 12 minutes left on the clock, which means we're about to start to see some flying laps coming in. A lot of new faces, a lot of the usuals as well. That makes me nervous. I'm listed as a spectator. There we go. Taking part, the 26 Intrepid drivers starting the season. This season are Bozy, we've got Hendricks, Shiggs, Arms making a return, and Nico, 1891 in there, TK Drifter up into Tier 1. We've got Valren, GT Jamie in there as well. Romario Casper, who is very quick from his F1 days. Uzi Blue making an appearance, very quick driver. FTRL Romelson. An Audi driver, WTR's in there. Andy Cray making a return. NTS Chico. Rob2K making a return as well. Cool Racing. Renville. Buzzy. We've got Flying Foam. We've got Ollie RSR. NTS Chico in there as well. KOAL Fighter in the Ferrari. Art Corner. There's Milden once again. Drifter Jetpacker Nebula, of course. Right up there at the sharp end last season. Could well be the same again this season. Arms doing all the running at the moment with a 1 minute 43. 1 minute 43. Let me just do that. 1 minute 43 point something. Forgot what it was there because it crashed. But let me just submit an error report and we'll load back up. We'll take a look at the calendar for this season. An absolute cracker. You'll notice at the top it says PS5. That's because FRL, with the PS5 getting the update and getting the new tracks, the season does split. So PS4 and PS5 will be taking part in Imola. Imola this evening. Then it's Mazzano. Brands Hatch will be one of the feature races. Those will be special events that are 90 minutes long with 2 mandatory pit stops. So that's Brands and Monza. They've got those markings. Bathurst will come after Brands. What a calendar it is, by the way. Zolder, one of my absolute favourite tracks to drive on. Incredible. Definitely not the best track in Belgium, but it is a good one. Then it is Monza, the most feared turn 1 in all of motorsport, be it sim or real. No, that's not letting me in. Then, as I mentioned, the PS5 drivers will be splitting their calendar. So the PS4 drivers have a different lineup, but for the PS5, it is Circuit of the Track Limits, or Circuit of the Americas, to give it its official title. Then will be Indianapolis. Oh yes, the Speedway. And then after Indianapolis, December 13th, set your calendar. I guarantee it's going to be the most exciting race. They're all going to be good. But that one's going to be a cracker. Watkins Glen on December the 12th. We maybe need to speak to admin if we're getting shorter passwords, actually. Watkins Glen. And then the season will finish in that all-time classic that is Laguna Seca. Shorter passwords would be good. So that is the calendar that the drivers will be taking part. Mostly 1 hour races apart from, as I mentioned, Brands Hatch and Monza. And then the last half of the season, the closing race, Laguna Seca, 90 minutes, I can tell you. 90 minutes at Laguna Seca is a lot of fun. Right, we're back in. You guys getting game, Sam? Yeah, I'm now. There we go, let me just check. Excellent. So there goes Jetpacker Nebula once again doing all the running, only separated by 1800ths of a second. Is Renville in second place. Let's just have another look at the calendar in case anyone missed that. There's also some other events on as well. And, of course, YouTube and Twitch. There's PC drivers are on Twitch tonight as well. I'm sure it's James that's leading the way on that one. We'll get loaded back in very quickly once again. If you do look, there's a lot of people, obviously, supporting FRL. If it's something you look to do, they do have. They are on Patreon. You can find them on there. There's 3 tiers of the Patreon, and for the life of me, I can't find the notes that I put together. I'm sorry, James. I will find them. I've been flapping too much trying to get this wrong. But we will bring you some more action very shortly. Again, we'll just have a quick word with admin, and we'll see if we can get them to shorten the password slightly. Excuse me. If there is anyone typing in on the Twitch as well, but there's a familiar voice. GR Simrace, how you doing? Sorry, I've only just looked over. For some reason, it's not showing me all the chat. Sign into chat. There we go. Apologies if there is anyone I missed, but how you doing, GR? Good to see you in, bud. Hopefully bring you all the action this evening. If we're going for it as a driver, then right. I tell you what, third time lucky. We'll have faith. Let's do this. Right, we'll go in as a spectator so that we've got helicam. Because, I mean, the chase cam, we do kind of get to see the action, but it's not the easiest to commentate on it. It can't be the best for you guys watching at home. So, third time lucky. Let's do this. Yeah, oh, it's gone black and white. No, oh, it's in colour. Oh, it's black and white. It's in colour. It's black and white. All the fun of the fair. Okay, let us bring this in action. Oh, phenomenal stuff, phenomenal stuff. Yeah, so we might have to jump in as a driver and do the old chase cam. I really hope not. But the show must go on. We are here at Imola. Let's talk about the track. We've got 5 minutes left on qualifying. In fact, Arms has retaken the top spot. 500ths of a second back is TK Drifter. Third time is a charm, JR Sim Racing. That is exactly the attitude. If anyone else has got the old 4-leaf clover they can chuck in the chat, do it. Do it, come on, with everything on. Don't worry about it, usually. What, the chat is? No. I've had to switch it. What is the difference between live chat and top chat? I don't understand why they make a differentiation. Why would you, like, who decides what top chat is? Somebody sit there and think, well, that's quite funny, I'll let that through. Don't know. I'd love to get the answer to that. YouTube, send me some of your algorithm, please. Let's see, we've got Arms, who is leading the... If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Be a professional, John. Bring something else up. There we go. There's a calendar. So let me just quickly accept that report. What we're going to do then is we're going on chase cam. Who loves a bit of chase cam? Hands up in chat if you love chase cam. I love chase cam. Let's do chase cam. We'll at least be able to see what's going on. Now it's a different long password we've got to type in. Excellent. Sorry, I'm sitting there saying that like it's this is some way the password length. I'm just detracting from the fact that the game keeps crashing. But shorter passwords, please, admin. And Kunos, if you're watching, if you could, 4th time's this. That's what it was, GR. We were missing the rainbow. Right, now we're on track. No, I don't. Well, we'll do. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we're going to try. No, we're not going to try spectator mode again. Let's just go back to chase cam. I don't know if it's maybe a remote play thing or what is going on, but this obviously isn't working the way. So we'll go back to good old chase cam. Let me just log and connect and type in a password. It is. There we go. How can you tell when the commentator's stressed? He's humming while he's typing in a password. No, it's all good. It's all good. We'll get there. What's black and white? Yeah, it's in colour. We're in free practice. Right, so if I do that and then that. Okay. Ready for the rain. Here we go. We're on track. We've got sound. In fact, you know, let's start at the bottom. Every time we start at the top, that seemed right. Okay, yeah. I'm noticing a pattern. Every time we talk about the guys at the top, it crashes. That's what it is. They're too quick. It's the aliens. There it is. What should be the back of a BMW, but it's a beautiful GT World Challenge Europe. I can assure you, it's actually Shigs in the garage. He's not set a time yet. Neither is Uzi. Look at this cool racing. We're 3 cars in, and it's not. That's why we pray. Pray, oh yeah, we pray. Pray. Can anyone name the artist? And a bonus point for the year. Cool Racing hasn't set a time yet either. Expect him to vault to the top. Ollie RSR as well, actually. I thought he would be a lot quicker. Maybe just not quite getting to grips with the Bentley around here. We've got Romario currently 22nd, WTR's the 21st. Casper in the pits with a minute to go. He won't be setting any quicker times. He's in 20th. We've got Bozy in 19th. Hendrix is in 18th. Blue Mosquito in 17th. Surprised by that. He is rapid. Valren is in 16th. Chico in 15th. Nico and Chico. If those two are side by side the whole race, I'm making mistakes. It's that simple. Flying Throw in the Lamborghini. He's in 13th. Rob 2K on the verge of a top 10. We'll quickly run through GT Jamie. 11th in the top 10 is KOAL Fighter in the Ferrari. Go on, Forza Ferrari. Love that car. Art Connor in the Aston. He's in 9th. Got Buzzy in 8th. Andy Cray in 7th. Rom Elson is in 6th place in the Audi. We've got another Audi up the top 5 as well. Jet Packer Nebula in the Porsche. Finds himself in 5th place. And we're going to close out this lap and potentially improve that position. TK Drifter, he is in 4th position. Milden, one of the championship's main protagonists last season, finds himself a 10th and a half off the pace at the minute anyway, and he's in the pits. But that gap could improve, obviously, if someone goes quicker. Arms is in 2nd, 7,300 ahead of Renville. We've got the whole grid. Well, 11 seconds to go. How is that for timing, ladies and gentlemen? You'd think I'd done this before. Renville just coming through the final chicane. This track really is 3 chicanes and a dip. For want of a better description, we would have done a quick track guide on board, but spectator mode doesn't really feel like being watched at the moment, so we shall leave it to its own devices. We'll do the old chase car. Let's see how Renville gets across the line. That is the pit entrance. We'll see the drivers take 1 mandatory pit stops during this evening's drive. Across the line, hasn't gone any quicker. Arms has though. I was just about to say we'll jump on board with Arms. He's beat me to the punch of 42-0. That is quick. That is very quick. Romelson pulls over. So it's all down to Cool Racing then. Coming through Ravazza. I remember on the PS4 when the first thing that you spectated, we were all excited. First track was Imola, much like it is here for me this evening. And every time they came through Ravazza, he zoomed right in on the petrol tank behind the driver door. Exceedingly strange. Cool Racing, 7th position, crosses the line, doesn't improve, stays in 7th. Buzzy GT Jamie not showing us in the pits. Are all these drivers in the pits? I think they are. I think we've got everyone in the pits. Will we be bold and bring up the timetables? I think we should. Let's have a look at the qualifying then. It is, as I say, oh, that's Jetpacker driver. There we go. And let's have a look at the purple set. Ooh, Arms in the Audi taking purples in sectors 1 and 2. And it's the Mercedes of Milden in sector 3 with a 47.500. That is a very quick time. Yeah, you suddenly hear the nerves in my voice. Oh, right. So spectator mode. Why is that doing that now? Okay. Excellent. What were we looking at? We're looking at Milden in the Mercedes with a 47.500. 300s quicker than anyone else. So very quick in that third sector is Milden. Arms only just ahead of Renville in sectors 1 and 2, so it's going to be close between those two. Up at the front, the Nissan GTR Nismo making a comeback. I've actually seen Volkan Bakardan driving this thing very successfully in a league on the PC, so can't say I'm massively surprised to see one on track. Definitely a quick car if you can handle it. Jet Packer Nebula in 5th, it's Romelson in 6th, Cool Racing finished up in 7th place, Andy Cray 8th, Buzzy 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is GT Jamie. Row number 6 in the grid, it's going to be an all-British affair with the Vantage and the Bentley side-by-side. Art Connor and Rob 2K there. Row number 7, it's Fighter and Flying Frome. Row 8, Nico and Bozzy will be starting an Audi and a Ferrari side-by-side. That will be an interesting one on the getaway. Ollie RSR and NTS Chico in 18th place. Valren in 19th. We've pushed the button there, but didn't mean to do that. Oh, there we go. Where do we get down to there? Valren, of course, in Blue Mosquito, row number 10, 20th position in that Lamborghini. Expect him to come on strong over the rest of the season. Hendricks in 21st. I keep pushing that. I don't know why. Hendricks in 21st. WTR in 22nd. Casper in 23rd. Romario in 24th place. And then it's Uzi and Shigs 25th and 26th with no times set. So they will be starting from the back of the grid. And of course, Double O Raven in a Ferrari in the grid, talking quickly while others drive even quicker. They're on the pits at the moment, so let's bring the calendar back up because Chase Cam, it's not the prettiest, is it? But it is what we've got, so that is what we will work with. Expect to see tyre changes in this one. I would say the contract temperature 35 degrees. So the tyres are definitely, the driver's definitely going to get their money's worth out with the tyres here tonight at Imola. Of course, built back in 1953, and contrary to popular belief, that was over 20 years before I was born, before anyone starts with the age jokes. Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari, to give it its full name. Of course, it is a great racetrack. It is, unfortunately, most famous for the 1994 tragedy, which did actually prompt major revisions to its layout. It's definitely one of the most challenging circuits in Europe. We're going to see some phenomenal action here this evening with the Tier 1 drivers. They are taking their place on the grid. I'm wondering if we should be 2.5 minutes. Do we be brave and try spectator mode? No, you know what? Let's just let's stick with what we've got. We'll do a bit more testing. Hopefully, we'll get another update quickly, which will cause the issue. Because I know that there was someone else did a broadcast the other night, and I know that was a bit. They got popped out of the game as well. So spectator, we'll still carrying a couple of glitches. Like I say, we'll crack on with the chase cam. It is broad daylight, so it'll be much easier to see the cars out on track. We've got a minute and a half for the drivers to get their setups, get the fuel, get the tyre pressures right. Tyre pressures going to be an absolutely vital one. Okay. Yeah, we're still working. We are still working, hopefully, yeah, and I'll get removed from the grid for not hitting drive. Perfect. So, we'll bring it back to the races now. There we go. There are our drivers out on track. Good mix of cars as well. Audi, BMW, Mercedes, that Nissan. It's going to be an interesting one over the season where that finishes up. TK Drifter, no slouch either. We've got Porsches, a couple of Aston Martins making an appearance as well. Not nearly enough Ferraris. Only 5 of them. 5 of them for me to cheer on. Nowhere near enough. And the McLaren's down on numbers. So it just goes to show you the difference still between the PC and the console version. McLaren making a bit of a comeback from what I've seen. Great car. In fact, I've actually seen someone in the league on the PC driving the 650S. Phenomenal stuff. So we will see the warm-up lap. So give me a second. Just grab a drink. There we go, and that's me kicked back to the pit successfully. So we definitely won't be getting in the way there. So we'll see the warm-up lap. Remember, as I've said, plenty going on Formula Racing League shores, so get yourself involved. I think, no, I won't even let me type in the chat. So I won't be sharing any links, unfortunately. But yeah, get yourself involved. Twitch and YouTube channels, both streaming races. More importantly, you get yourself involved in the races. PS4, PS5, and PC. Lots and lots and lots going on. And of course, as I mentioned, if you do want to support, I've got the wrong place, that's why. But if you do want to support Formula Racing League, you can on Patreon. Of course, you've got the full website to get access to, full formularacingligue.co.uk. And there is 3 tiers, as I said: FRL Supporter, £3 a month; FRL Elite, £5 a month; and FRL Alien, £5.50 a month. The supporters, you get a driver number, a reserved seat for free, and you get an entry into the FRL Lotto. The Elites and the Aliens both get that as well. The Elites also get a number logo, they'll get coaching, and when it's ready, they'll get the new to PC Sim Racing guide, and the FRL Aliens get all that as well. They'll also get an overlay and a banner. There's yearly prizes, a Sim Hub dashboard, Elgato ACC icons. So if you've got a button box and you're using an Elgato, you can use those, and you'll get yourself a custom livery. I do have a nice shiny poster that shows all this, but for some reason it's not coming up. So we'll just try and do that one again. Technology really has been my friend recently, it has to be said. But we've got some racing action. 26 drivers starting this one out at, as I mentioned, Imola, that circuit. But pretty much bang on. 3 miles at 4.9 kilometres, this one. Oh no, what have I done? Ooh. No way. Okay, so we are temporarily... yeah, so as soon as the green flag goes, I'll be able to jump back onto the cars in question. On the cars that are actually racing. Sorry, in my eagerness to get the driver on top, the cursor jumped right up onto the replay. So, oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, they've just gone flying past. Let me return to the garage, come on. Am I actually going to have to exit the garage to make this work? No! Wow, I do apologise, sorry. I'm going to have to take that on the chin. I would have to drive out the garage. Let me just very quickly load back into this. The show must go on. There we go. Right, let's come on. Password is that and that and that, and done, and confirm, and let's go to the race. There we go, so it is Arms who's showed a clean pair of heels to the rest of you. Renville has dropped right down the order then. He is definitely not in second place at the moment. Milden then is up in the second. TK Drifter is making moves as well. Complete man for the pit stop. Okay, that's not a good idea. That's fine. Romelson has GT Jamie closing right in on her then. Let's just confirm that then. So it is Arms leading the way. Milden in second. TK Drifter in third. Andy Cray in fourth, Romelson in fifth, there's GT Jamie in sixth, Cool Racing in seventh, Rob 2K in eighth place, Renville down in ninth. That is a big drop in positions there, and we missed it unfortunately. Bosey. That one's going to go to the steward's office. He's behind Jet Parker Nebula, so I'm not sure of Jet Parker. Yeah, he is just in front. Art Connor just behind him. Fighter in 13th place, although I think that's about to change as well. Ollie, Chico and Blue Mosquito all changing places as well. Blue Mosquito just losing out in the drag race there to the Ferrari, but he's going to come back, I would say, in the second phase here, get into that slipstream. Hendricks using a lot of the width of the track there to defend. I'm not sure if that was a double manoeuvre, but he's left. But he's put Buzzy into it in the McLaren. So we'll see if he can make a move there. Arms definitely still leading the way though with a 1 second gap over Milden. He's got TK Drifter in that slipstream. Andy Cray in fourth place. It's Romelson who is in fifth place still. Cool Racing in seventh. It's Rob 2K in eighth. Renville in ninth, and Jet Parker Nebula up in the 10th position. Casper in 19th place down at the rear. Romario, he's in the pits. I'm assuming that's for his mandatory pit stop, getting that done on the first lap. Not too bad in the gear track temperature at 34 degrees. WTR in 25th place. Uzi and Nico 24th and 23rd. Shigs up quite a few places. He started in 26th position, he's up to 22nd and not far behind Valrent. Oh, we've got someone facing the wrong way. And it's Fighter, Koal Fighter is facing the wrong way in 17th, and he's going to drop down the order. That was quite a few cars making their way through there. Shigs looking to get a move done on Valren. GT Jamie as well, really applying the pressure through Ravazza, on Rob Helson. Falling over my own words here with all the excitement at the start. Milden closing back in on Arms, almost equilibrious gaps between the top three as they come through the first chicane. Andy Cray just dropping off that battle ever so slightly. Romelson in the Audi showing much more pace in the third sector than the BMW, so he'll be looking at closing in sector number 2 if he can potentially get a move as they pass the pit straight on the next couple of laps. Cool Racing up in its 7th place, so great start for him in that Mercedes. Rob 2K and Renville 8th and 9th. Jet Parker Nebula in 10th place with Bozzy. Potentially a little slap on the wrist coming. It did look like a fair old send. Art Connor in 12th. Ollie is in 13th. Chico 14th and Hendricks 15th position. Big group behind this. Casper has just been overtaken by Blue Mosquito, in fact. So Blue Mosquito coming alive in the race. He's up 3 positions on his start. Flying throw. Another Lamborghini driver looking to close in on Buzzy as well. The McLaren driver Sam was by Lambos, and there's another McLaren there to back him up. A couple of position changes. Nico in the background. Valren just been overtaken. Flying throw. That's just confirmation that he's ahead of Valren. Shigs still in that 22nd place, so still that 4-place improvement. Romario has entered the pits and he's not left again. Oh, and that's another Ferrari down. Is that Hendricks? Oh, it's Bozzy. Sorry, there's Bozzy that's moving on. Oh, there's KOL Fighter having a look up the inside on the entrance to Ravazza. Gets that one done. WTR is still ahead of him. Uzi is the driver behind them now, so those positions are going to change when they go through that timing board as well. Casper in 17th place. Art Connor the driver now trying to close in on Bozzy there. 11th and 12th. Jet Parker still hanging on to that 10th position. Cool Racing's closed right up on the back of GT Jamie and Romelson. Then he's got a bit of a headache on his hands with these two cars coming at him. He's got a Mercedes and an Aston Martin looming large in the rear view mirror. Let's jump on board with the podium battle, though, and it is a battle for every podium position. Arm's got himself a very good start, managed to get to a 1 second gap. That has been halved again by Milden in that Mercedes. And TK Drifter, I did say that Nissan could be a bit of a surprise package, and he's 1.9 up on the BMW in 4th place. GT Jamie and Cool Racing look like they're locking horns still as well. It's still GT Jamie that's got 6. Cool Racing looking to improve and take that 6th position. Connor is closing in on Bosey as well. This sector 3 is where he seems to get the drop on him. Let's see if he's closing in there. Does the spectator mode still not work? So it does work, Motive, but I've been kicked out 3 times while using it, so I've gone back to this. Well, I say I've been kicked out. I've been kicked out 3 times since the stream started. I got kicked out a couple of times while I was trying to get loaded up. That's when the broadcast started, but late I couldn't get into the server. Not quite the move past the pit entrance that we thought, but I did say Connor was slightly quicker than Bosey in that 3rd sector. He's certainly thinking about it into turn number 1. Signals his intent, trying to force a defensive move from Bosey. Bosey wised it and hangs on to that position. Casper and Blue Mosquito are looking very close. Though Blue Mosquito looking to make a move on Hendricks then. Up at the front, TK Drifter milled in. Cameron just taking a while to zoom in there. Still got that 3-way battle there. We've got Buzzy. So there's Buzzy and Bozzy. Buzzy is in the pits. Romario has come into the pits. He has not left again. Buzzy coming into the pits. He's driving in. KOL Fighters just dropped the position, just swapped positions as well, actually. With Flying Throne. And we've got Blue Mosquito. Still in 16th. Hendricks just ahead. Potentially moves there before the pit stop phase. I would guesstimate. Cool Racing, GT Jamie and Romelson all still putting the pressure on Andy Cray, who's trying his best to catch up to the battle ahead. But the defending he's doing is dragging that pack further back. The gap now 2.5 seconds. So that's a loss of 6/10. The chasing pack have picked up over that last lap. Again, equilibrious gap between 1st and 2nd and 2nd and 3rd across the line. Although in saying that, it's actually double the gap. Milden 9/10 off of Arms again, back up to that 1 second mark. TK Drifter within half a second. Thanks for no problem at all, Morph. Welcome into the broadcast. Thank you for jumping in. I hope you're enjoying your night. Hopefully we can still enjoy the racing. We're going to see plenty of action on track. It's a nice, bright, sunny day in Italy, here at Imola. Jamie again looking. Ooh, and I tell you what, the Audi didn't. Oh, now did Jamie lift a bit there just because he was worried that Audi did look slightly out of control there. Gathered it up nicely though. Romelson certainly won't be sad to see that. Andy Cray certainly won't be sad to see that. But now that we've said that, it does look like the Audi definitely still showing good pace there despite that small hiccup. TK Drifter closing right up again. So these cars definitely functioning better through different sectors of the course. It's keeping these 3 very close together. Another 8/10 though of a gap between 3rd and 4th. So these lead 3 really are separating themselves from the rest of the field. It's Andy Cray who is leading the chasing pack. And Nelson just behind him. GT Jamie, we saw his nose. There's how close he is getting. We're actually on board with Nelson and it's GT Jamie's nose. You can see there. Is he going to have a look into Ravazzo? Nope. Too far back, he realised there no way he was getting that. I'm going to tell you again, a lot of the curb used by that Audi. And GT Jamie, is that strategy going to pay off? Going for another driver going for the Uber undercut. He pulls into the pits. Doesn't fancy getting involved in that battle anymore. So that's Andy Cray now. With a bit of clear air behind him, he does have Romelson now closing in at a commensurate pace. Cool Racing up to 6th. Rob 2K in 7th, it's Renville in 8th, Jetpacker Nebula now in 9th with Art Connor now taking up 10th place. GT Jamie dropping down that order. Buzzy is back out on track, and he's actually gone past GT Jamie. So it'll be interesting to see. Wow, he really was right up the order. Blue Mosquito still applying pressure to Hendricks with Casper looking for an overtake. These two know one another very well from another league that I actually commentated on. Those two were racing in it, so it's good to see them back on track. Milden was in that league as well over at One Hub, so it's good to see them all back out on track, battling out once again. Milden still looking for top spot honours, but TK Drifters through that sector too again closes right up on at the back of the Mercedes, and I would guess he's going, although through that chicane the Mercedes over the curve. I've always said that car's a cheap car. The Doc says, come on Buzzy 146. Well, he's doing not bad at the minute. He is, it says he's behind Jamie. He can't be a lap down on Jamie already. Ooh, that's going to be a slap on the wrist from the in-game stewards, that is for sure. WTR was very close to Uzi, but there's a big gap now there, so not sure quite what happened. But Buzzy has taken his pit stop. He's 25th position. Jetpacker Nebula, he's come in to take his pit stop as well, so a few of the drivers coming in early, but not likely to be much change in the weather. Nice bright sunny day, 34-degree track temperature, so shouldn't be much change there. Arms is certainly making the most of the fact that Milden's having to be a little bit cautious and a little bit defensive perhaps. TK Drifter certainly getting very, very close indeed, unless it's just a slight drop in pace by Milden at the moment, which is increasing the gap ahead and decreasing the gap behind. As you see him just didn't quite get that left-hander down the hill quite as cleanly as he would have wanted. TK Drifter again, this middle sector, he really is the quicker of the two, but again we've seen Milden go through the chicane and the Mercedes really can't hit those curves, although the Nissan, bit of a wiggle there. I was going to say the Nissan taking exactly the same line as the Mercedes, but he did have that little wiggle on exit. Oh, Cool Racing and Melson almost right on top of one another then through the same chicane. So the lead pack are getting a gap. In fact, 4.6 it's up to now. So yeah, those lead three really are showing the rest of the field how it's done at the moment. Drifter won't be close enough on the exit to the backside to make a move. Cool Racing, he's in that slipstream. He's in there nice and early, crossing the line. There's only going to be about a tenth and a half, if even that. Yep, just on a tenth and a half separating them. This is going to be interesting at the brakes. Will the Mercedes try a move? He could go full send, but he hangs in there, just decides to carry the momentum right through that first chicane beautifully. The Mercedes still well on track. Casper still trying to find his way past Blue Mosquito, who's putting all the pressure on the Hendricks. He's got the side-by-side nice and early, so he's going to have the entry line he needs, or is he? The Ferrari fighting back towards the braking zone, just got his nose in front. It is going to be side-by-side. The Mercedes drops back into place then. The Ferrari takes a position, and Casper says, thank you very much, gentlemen. If you are going to procrastinate and not get your business finished nice and quickly, I'm going to pop my nose in there as well. Casper, I'm sure, will be very keen to get an overtake done. WTR has come into the pits. He's going to join GT Jamie, Jetpacker Nebula and Buzzy 146, getting the mandatory requirements out of the way. It's GT Jamie who is the lead driver that's taking that pit stop. WTR will be overtaken by all three of them. Oh, Jetpacker Nebula. That's going to be a slap on the wrists from the in-game stewards. Definitely don't want to get too many track limit penalties. The pit lane here is pretty detrimental. Not as detrimental as things like Brands Hatch. I don't know, that seems like a weird one to pick, but Brands Hatch, with it being such a short course, is actually quite a detrimental pit stop. One of the kinder ones, believe it or not, is actually Spa. Despite it being that long, because the lap length is so long, it actually takes less out of your lap time. than Brands Hatch does. Uninteresting fact. Uninteresting fact to see where you look at the Casper. Is not the drive. Oh, it was Jetpack and Nebula in the Porsche jumping over there, over the curve that took me on that train of thoughts. Ooh, and there we go, Blue Mosquito, the Lamborghini. We've seen a couple of cars down into Ravazza, just not quite able to get that left-hander run a bit deep. It is a corner I struggle with myself. Cool Racing. Still trying to get his way past Romelson, and we now do once again have equilibrious gaps up at the front of the field. Almost 1.4 seconds up to the lead, 1.1 seconds for TK Drifter, although here he comes again in sector number 2, absolutely flies up on to the back. Cool Racing as well, getting very close to the Audi this time. Down through Tamburello. He's going to be shaking his tambourine to get this overtake done up towards. Definitely lose the quicker of the two. He just needs to find that killer move. The Audi keeping the inside line. He knows there's a move coming soon. Exit touch of the brakes here. The Audi looked like he's going to lose control. Very calm racing there from Cool Racing. Definitely keeping it cool under pressure, even if the pressure, if he's the one that is applying the pressure down into the Vatsa once again. Has a look on the outside, see if he can force a defensive move from the Audi. Not to be once again from Melson. Keeping it just about between the Mayo and the Mustang as they pass the pit entrance. Oh, cool, I thought he was going to be able to duck in there. Looked like he was going to duck into the pit. Not to be. Surely he's going to have a side-by-side here. No, he stayed out with the slipstream there. If he'd have stayed in the slipstream all the way, he would have been side-by-side, although this is not the best corner to go side-by-side. Try and get a better exit if you can. He really did nail that exit there again into chicane number 2. He is right on that back bumper. TK Drifter's closed back up again on Milden. He's found 6/10 on that last lap. Blue Mosquito and Casper still having a phenomenal battle between the three of them at the moment. We'll let that tune out. You can see Casper there in that Aston Martin. Mosquito and Hendricks just ahead. The Aston looks so much better through that first chicane. It's actually incredible. GT Jamie still leading the way. Out of the drivers that have taken a pit stop, Jetpack or Nebula in second, Buzzy third. WTR did indeed come back out of the pits in last position. Still lots more pit stops to come. As once again we see that zoom right in. Casper, Blue Mosquito and Hendricks have got 4.5 seconds to make up to Chico ahead of them. He's got a nice bit of air front and back. Ollie RSR trying to catch up to Bosie in 10th, Corner and Renville. Renville back up to 8th position. A little mistake, or something happened on lap one, which we missed because I hit replay instead of the top driver. But I swear the cursor definitely jumped. So he's dropped down the order. Renville in the BMW. Ooh, and Cool Racing coming on this lap then. So lap number 11 he finds his way in. Rob 2K, Renville at corner, all going to come shooting past. So is Bozzy and Ollie RSR. And then going to come into the pits. Nope, they've all stayed out. Chico coming through Ravazza. So's Hendricks in the Ferrari. Blue Mosquito right behind them. Oh, and that's not a good entrance there by Hendricks. That's not Hendricks. I'm slightly confused by who that is now. Oh, it's Nico. There we go, the timing pose was updated right, so that's Nico that's just ahead then. There's Blue Mosquito, there's Shiggs. Shiggs up to 17th, he started of course in 26th position. We have lost the driver, we're down to 25. Cool Racing just on his way out of the pits now. TK Drifter, again through sector 2, he absolutely has the making of the Mercedes. But as soon as they get through that chicane, the Mercedes goes again, speeding in the pit lane. Ouch, stop, go, 30-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Cool Racing. That is definitely not what he needs. He's going to have to come into the pits in the next 3 laps, and that is potentially going to bring him out in a whole lot of traffic that he does not need. I mean, it's going to bring him out, I think, someplace just ahead of Blue Mosquito, which puts him right. Oh, yeah, that's podium. Podium potential put to bed. Unfortunately for Cool Racing. I did wonder if I was actually going to mention and say, well, I wonder if we'll see anyone get an extra trip into the pits because of track limit violations from the in-game stewards. And yeah, Cool Racing has gone full beans on that one. Speed in the pit lane. Never again. Here we go. Look at this Nissan through sector 2. Incredible. Down into Tamburello. Oh, the Mercedes using every millimetre of the track there. The Nissan just holding that line beautifully. And again, through here, the Nissan carrying so much more speed. Had to gather that up a bit there, but the Mercedes getting a decent exit, keeping that gap. Ollie RSR and UZ87 both coming into the pits. The Bentley and Porsche drivers with 38 minutes to go, taking that mandatory pit stop. The pit window, 37 minutes left of that is effective. The pit window effectively closes with 1 minute left of the race. And that's just re-notification. Yep, she's got 2 laps left to take that pit stop. Blue Mosquito was right on the butt. Oh, Nico's had a spin. Nico's had a spin. Blue Mosquito's away. Shiggs is away. That's KOL Fighter flying from Val Ren. Has come through as well. Ollie is in the pits. Nico has been overtaken by quite a few cars then. He has dropped in order. Val Ren's going to go past him as well. Is Cool Racing? I don't think so. Nico in the Audi. The Audi definitely a temperamental car. For me, it's definitely one of the bravest choices of cars in this game. Bar maybe the Honda, because the Honda is so terrible at the end of its stint on tyres. That Audi though, pretty famous for the same thing. One of the world's greatest, or the greatest commentator on ACC, and one of the greatest drivers on ACC, Chromedix, Mr. Christian Romano. Font of all knowledge, and if he says it, it's fact. And fact is, that Audi, great car to drive, will get around the track very quickly, but when it tries to kill you, it will kill you. There is no middle ground. When the Audi goes, it goes, and you are merely a passenger. Hopefully not connected to a direct drive steering wheel. You're going to break a thumb. So yeah, certainly finding that one out the hard way is Nico. He's coming to take his pit. Hopefully he didn't get any damage, but that's him coming in to take his pit stop. Cool Racing's going to come past the pit line. So he's got 1 more lap left to take that stop go. 30-second penalty. Absolutely devastating. He is the lead driver to have taken his pit stop. So ahead of Jamie and Jet Parker Nebula. Jet Parker came in from 9th, although he was running in 10th with his drivers ahead of him, taking their pit. So he's going to be promoted another position, which is all he could hope for in defending honours from last season. Drifter again through sector 2, very quick, but then just on that exit to Ravazza, the Mercedes says goodbye. So it really is a game of cat and mouse here. Milden has got the makings of the Nissan over. Oh, and that's not good. That's not good. Curse to the commentator just as I say that. About to wax lyrical about Milden's consistency. And it is chicane number 1. And if we were going to wax... Oh, I was just about to say, if we're going to wax lyrical about Milden's consistency, then surely TK Drifter needs an extra special mention as well, because he out-consistent did... Yeah, I did genuinely just try and make that in a word, and I do apologise. But his consistency was better, and he makes a mistake. The chicane straight after, which leaves the two of them pretty much separated by the same gap, only the other way around. TK Drifter up into second, and this battle between these two this whole time, actually, apologies to Arms Purple at 5.6 seconds ahead of these two battling for that second and third place. Into the chicane again. Will we see the Mercedes close up? We saw him take off here, and it's the Nissan this time who stretches that gap. The gap suddenly stops going. Stop go 32nd in the pit lane. 3 laps from me. Nico has picked himself up. That is bad to worse for Nico. Oh, that's absolutely not what he needed, and he's right behind WTR as well. So he's going to come in for another trip into the pit. So it's Cool Racing. He is in now. He'll be stationary for 30 seconds. Thankfully, track temperature nice and not low. It's dropped 2 degrees, 33 degrees. It's now it, so it won't take long for him to get his tyres back up to temp. One of the most detrimental things, obviously, with the stop go 30 seconds is the fact that you come back out on much colder tyres. Casper and Hendricks having a look. Oh, Hendricks into the vats. We've seen several mistakes there already, and he's fallen foul of that one as well. Casper in 11th, Blue Mosquito in 12th. None of these drivers coming to take their pits, but TK Drifter has. So he is coming to take his pit then, and he just got himself ahead of Milden as well. So interesting strategy to say the least. Stop go cleared for Cool Racing. Nico's still to take his. Let's see what the rest of the field are doing. Buzzy 146, he's in 20th at the moment. Cool Racing just up the road. Jetpack and Nerula in 18th. GT Jamie in 17th position. TK Drift, as I mentioned, in the pits. There's some back out again. Excuse me. He's in 16th position. Some more cars come through. Well, at the time, Delta has ironed that one out for us. Blue Mosquito now trying to get past Hendricks, who has now been overtaken then by Casper. Got that move done at corner within 3/10 of Romelson. That gap up at the front though. Oh, Milden comes into the pits, so he's answered straight away to TK Drifter. There we go. Of course, he is the lead driver to have taken his pit, obviously, as he came in from second place. No penalties for himself. Nico coming in to serve that stop go penalties. We see Milden pulling in the pits. Romelson comes in as well. So Bosey's going to temporarily be promoted. So will Chico, Casper, Hendricks and Blue Mosquito. Well, more importantly, down through Tamburello is TK Drifter. Milden still stationary, hiding behind that sign. He's gone full stealth mode in the pits. TK Drifter coming towards the final chicane. Once he gets down through the VAT set, that is a blue flag course. She's got up ahead of him, so maybe steal that slipstream. Oh, quite a few drivers coming to pits. So Melson, Bozzy and NTS Chico. A couple of Ferraris in, and that keeps changing, so I can't catch up with one. Milden still stationary, and he has been dropped. TK Drifter. So I think Milden's done this. He's at the start, although there is a fair while before he gets released. Milden's still waiting to be released. They're going to be right on top on her. Where is TK Drifter gone? Where is TK Drifter gone? He is. And he's just gone through. He has literally just gone through. Milden can see him just ahead, and he's got, that's not Valren, so the timing boards are about to change again. Blue flags, the Bentley beautifully getting out of the way. That's Ollie RSR. He definitely knows how to race, so no issues there with the blue flags. We've got a Porsche just running off to the side there in the left-hander. So it is job done for TK Drifter. Lost second place on track, came into the pits, and he's made that undercut work magnificently. Chico trying to get his way past Bozzy, as well as Blue Mosquito still trying to get his way past Hendricks. Rob 2K coming in to take his mandatory pit. Oh no! It was all going so well until he tested positive for stupidity. Oh no, let us do that. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to get kicked out. There we go. Arms still leading the way. What a drive he's got in. Took pole position. And absolutely has not looked back. 17 laps in. Just over the halfway mark. And he's got a big gap back to Andy Cray, who's now up into second. Our corner third, Casper fourth, Blue Mosquito in the top 5. Rob 2K just on his way out of the pits. TK Drifter already passed. Flying Throne into the pits. Milden past the pits. Rob 2K still looking to exit. Where is Romelson? There's Val Rent in the pits. Romelson just coming past the stanchion now. Where Arms race leader is coming at the pits as well. Oh, that's very good. That should bring him out in clear air just ahead of Casper, who's still in the pits. Although Casper, that could be an in-game penalty as well. The way he cut the Tamburello exit, not the brightest of ideas. Arms very much stationary. Let's see. Oh, somebody's got a stop go. Hendricks, another one. That's 3 drivers now. Nico's just leaving the pits. That's his stop go, 32nd cleared. I think he's made a mistake and gone for a drive-through, because that seems to be a long time he was in there for. Art Connor comes in to the pits as well. There's Arms on his way out. Andy Cray stationary. Casper and Blue Mosquito. Blue Mosquito coming into the pits. Casper just coming past Arms. So Casper will get himself ahead of Arms temporarily. Where's TK Drifter coming down into Ravatsa now? So Arms is definitely still going to have the lead of the race. It's just a question of by how much. 2.9 seconds is now the difference. Actually, I've called that totally wrong, haven't I? Yeah, TK Drifter did make it stick, sorry. He got himself into second, made the mistake, came into the pits, and he's managed to make that undercut work. Maintain that second, so not quite working out for Milden. He's 2.66, so he's found 3/10 there. Connor just on his way out of the pits. Let's see what we get. This is going to be a bit of a while before we find out what the difference there is. There is Art Connor coming out of the pits, and tell you what, that's a great drive he's put in. GT Jamie just ahead of him. Hi all, I'm new to the game and looking to join a League 2 racing. Can anyone point me in the right direction? Well, your luck is in. You're here. This is Formula Racing League this evening, and they've got leagues on PS4, PS5 and PC. So if any of those platforms suit you, yeah, let me just see if I can share. For some reason I'm struggling to be able to type in the chat. It's one of those technology units, you know, one of the fun ones. What we're looking for by FRL. Let me give you the Discord link. You can jump into Discord. If I copy that, pop that in there. Yeah, jump into Discord and get yourself signed up. Plenty of action out on track. Haha, that worked. Phenomenal. I'm going to put that on mute as well, just so you guys don't have to listen to the same thing over and over again. Steam does look quite good, actually. So there we go. Nice one. But yeah, there we go. Synakosh 14. Why is my chat not popped up there? Yeah, that should be, for some reason, my chart there doesn't pop up. Hopefully that's popping up. At my end it says that is in the chat, but for some reason oh yeah, there we go. One of them's popped. Hoorah! Excellent. So yeah, jump on the Discord. PS5. There's a few tiers as well. So yeah, definitely get yourself involved, and there's coverage most of the races as well, which is yeah, great stuff. And hopefully we can get the spectator mode bugs figured out, so we can get some better cameras. But at the moment we're using Old Faithful. Flying Chrome in the Lambo. He's taking his pit stop, so that's all the drivers, bar Little Obi. Taking their mandatory pit stops. 24 minutes left to go. We've got Arms, TK Drifter And FRL Milden still on that podium. Andy Cray still leading the chasing pack with GT Jamie in 5th. Rob 2K in 6th position. Romelson's in 7th. Art Connor in 8th place. Jet Packer Nebula up into 9th. He's made up 1 position. And Bozzy rounding out the top 10 at the moment. Chico in 11th. Casper in 12th place. Mosquito in 13th. KOL Fighter is in 14th place. KOL Fighter in 14th, Val Ren in 15th, Cool Racing in 16th after that extra stop in the pits. Buzzy up in 17th. And a great drive by Shiggs as well, started 26th, he's in 18th place at the moment. Ollie RSR in 19th, Yuzi in 20th, Flying From dropping down the order, taking that pit stop with WTR in 22nd. I think he's about to be promoted to 21st, he is indeed. Hendricks will be promoted a position as well. And Nico back out again. Another driver falling foul of the speed limit in the pit lane and finding himself with a stop go 30-second penalty for his troubles, unfortunately. So that's dropped him right down the order. But Arms, absolutely flawless race he has put in up at the front. 8 seconds of a gap he has got. Valren, a fair drop off KOL Fighter and Blue Mosquito, but those two right in one another's pockets, it is safe to say. That is, and that won't start sticking. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Let's just watch this action. I'm going to very quickly make this one. That's definitely not what we like to see. Just as I look up there, that's definitely not still working. That's definitely still not working. So we'll just continue on. We've got it. Yeah, KOL facing the wrong way. It was Casper making his way through. Blue Mosquito went past as well. Val Ren in 15th place. Sina, did you get that Discord link? Sorry for some. It definitely says it's popped up in one chat that I'm looking at, but not in another, unfortunately. So, if you did get that, let me know, please. And if not, I'll figure out a way to make that work for you. We've got Nico back into the pits. Not sure what's happened there. Hendricks. Another driver with a stop with 30-second penalty for pit lane violations. Oh, really much there on the brakes here than WTR. So yeah, he's definitely quicker. Is that stop with 30-second penalty that's brought him this far down the order. Bozzy in that 11th place, trying to get past fellow Ferrari driving Chico Jetpacker inside the top 10. I'm sure it's not the start to the season we're looking for, but it is definitely points to build on going forward. Arms, again, absolutely flawless drive, it has to be said. He has done incredibly well to keep this between the Mayo and the Mustard. The battle behind between TK Drifter and Milden certainly helped that one a bit, but he still had to get the job done, and that he has. WTR has been overtaken by Hendricks. He's got a bit of a gap up to UZ, but he could easily close that. We've still got 19 minutes of track time left. Chico and Bozzy could potentially see position changes there as well. Let me just... Oh, now it's worked. There we go. Oh, into the chicane. Very, very, very close indeed. Chico definitely looks like he's got the drop on Bozzy overall. This could be a position change within the next couple of laps. Still 18 minutes to go. So he's got plenty of time to size this one up. WTR in the Ferrari, not letting go of Hendrick's slipstream quite at the moment. Although just there through chicane number 1, just as I say that, the gap does seem to stretch itself out ever so slightly. Keep calling downhill Tamburello, which it isn't. Chico and Bozzy, still very close between these two, but being in exactly the same car. And there is only so... Oh, and the curbs have not been kind there to the Ferrari. Chico. There goes Casper as Blue Mosquito. He is going to get through as well. KOL Fighter could potentially benefit from this one as well. So an unforced error from the Ferrari driver sees him losing 3 positions. And KOL Fighter closing in very quickly indeed. Hendricks hasn't wasted any time, in fact. Catching up to UZ ahead. Can he get caught up to Shiggs? Up those 8 places, so great drive by him. Buzzy 146 in the McLaren. That car does sound good. 17th with Cool Racing ahead of him in 16th. Rob 2K trying to close in on GT Jamie in the closing stages, potentially get himself into the top 5. The Bentley versus Aston Martin. Love to see it. 6 different manufacturers in the top 6, and in fact there's 8 in the top 10, so that's not bad at all. That is another car stationary by the side of the road. Is that a blue flag? Oh, what have I done? I've hit replay again. I really don't understand why it does that. What? Yeah. Just jumps on a replay, but there we go. Lost the train of thought. Where were we? Let's watch Romelson and Rob 2K. There's only half a second separating those two. It was, of course, KOL Fighter we're keeping an eye on as well, and Hendricks. Although he's just dropped 2 tenths to UZ there through sector 1. He's closing in again. Hill through Aquaman Rally, not Tamburello as I keep calling it. Hendricks certainly closing up on New Zealand, stays out the slipstream on his way into the final chicane, and you can see the difference there. Or I don't know if you saw the difference, that yellow sausage curve. We've seen the Mercedes and the Audi, the Mercedes and the Nissan absolutely mount them. The McLarens and the Ferraris, they won't venture anywhere near those. Much later on the brakes for the Ferrari driver, trying to get himself inside the top 20. 20th at the moment, 19th place up for grabs. Romelson trying to get himself into that top 5. Oh, the Audi much later on the brakes than the Bentley there. You can hear that middle engine absolutely screaming out the back of that car as he tries to close up again, but the Bentley in a straight line. Showing him where it's that double tap of the brakes. The Bentley's, wow, he's done well to hold that there. Wow, of course, being the professional commentating term for that little wiggle that Rob 2K had there. He gathered that up pretty impressively, but Romelson I'm sure he can smell blood. Rob 2K just needs to keep this one nice and neat between the mayo, keep it between the mayo and the mustard. And the 5th place is there. But Romelson will keep applying that pressure in the Audi. KOL Fighters applying a bit of pressure to Chico at the moment as well. More Ferrari on Ferrari action, and Hendricks and WTR. They've traded places once again. In fact, it's WTR that's caught right back up on the back of Uzi, so I'm not sure if something perhaps happened when Hendricks tried to overtake Uzi, but the positions have swapped again. Uzi still the driver trying to catch up. There is blue flags waving there as well. That's potentially for another part of the course. Ferrari again, you can see what happens when it hits that sausage curb. Definitely no likey. No likey on there, I'm sure. And oh, he's got it done. We've actually missed that one on track, unfortunately, but Fighter has got the overtake done on NTS Chico. So that move's been done. Romelson still trying to get his way past Rob 2K. We saw Rob with a bit of a wiggle. Sorry to be a pain, but I'm unable to get in your Discord. It says invite has expired. Ah, okay. Now, yep, there we go. Try that one. If you are having difficulties, actually, FormulaRacingLeague.com as well, you could jump on. Ow! I just punched the microphone stand. Yeah, there is the website as well, FormulaRacingLeague.com. If you jump on there, that'll give you all the details that you're needing as well. That'll give you links to Discord and all that type of stuff. You get to see calendars and everything that's going on. And yeah, nice, easy to use website. So if you're struggling with that Discord, yeah, jump on there and you'll be able to get one on there. Also, yeah, jump on the Twitch channel as well. Oh, that's a big send from Melson. That wasn't the cleverest, and he's just lost a couple of positions there. GT, Jamie, and Art Connor are both going to say thank you very much. And Jetpack and Nebula could potentially make that one worse for him in the closing stages of the race. And there we have. It's Ollie RSR in the Bentley. First driver to fall foul of the in-game stewards. Gets himself a drive-through penalty in the closing stages. Bad to worse there for him. Flying from down to 23rd. Nico retiring to the pits at the moment. Or at the moment as he is retired to the pits. Romelson then. Quite the fall from grace. Was looking to get himself into 5th. He's now in 8th place with Connor and Jamie ahead of him. Neither of those drivers known to be slouches when it comes to defender, and just as I say that, we see Connor looking to make a move on GT Jamie. He's popping out a bit of rubber banding there. It almost looked like a bit of a bump draft there, but it definitely wasn't. It was just a slight bit of rubber banding. Although a bit of bump drafting might not be a bad idea, getting caught on to the back of Rob 2K. Romelson, the driver in Aquaman Rally, doing all the chasing, and that is a big mistake then by GT Jamie, and Art Connor has been gifted himself that 6th position. So yeah, the timing board will change there, but it is Art Connor who's up to 6th. Romelson then he's now got GT Jamie to get past then Art Connor if he wants to get any place near Rob 2K, who's just had a very good entrance to Rovazzo. Arms is still comfortably leading the race as we fast approach the final 10 minutes. There's 2 tenths between Connor and GT Jamie. We can see GT Jamie though, he's absolutely got the run. The 2 Aston Martins having a straight drag race across the start-finish line into the first chicane. It is Connor that's got his nose just in front. Jamie fully respects that and drops back into line. Romelson is watching this as well, and he's been afforded a double slipstream, and has brought him right back instantly into battle for an improved position. This time he's looking to get up to 7th instead of that 5th. So slightly disappointing. Blue Mosquito and Casper still battling late in the race as well. This time it's Blue Mosquito trying to get his way past Casper. UZ, WTR and Hendricks having themselves a great little race down at the back of the field as well, but we'll be doing a disservice if we didn't watch the battle up at the sharp end of the grid. It's Connor in 6th, Jamie in 7th and Romelson in 8th place after a slightly ill-advised overtake attempt into Ravazzo. Dropped down 2 positions, and now, quite frankly, it needs a miracle to get an overtake done in the closing 8 minutes against these 2 drivers. They're right on top of one another. If he does get close and try and overtake, he could potentially box himself in, given that the 2 drivers ahead are jostling for position themselves. Connor still with that 6th place. 10 seconds is now the gap between Arms and TK Drifter. FRL Milden still on the podium, 3 seconds adrift. Romelson out of Ravazzo, closing in on Jamie again, but out of Ravazzo. Sorry, on the way in he was closing in, but on the way out Jamie got a good run. Let's see where the gaps are as they cross the line. 7/10 and 9/10, so he did drop some time on that exit there. Sorry, I just slapped the microphone right on face of the quarters. About Formula Racing League. Yep, so there we go. I can type that in. Let's see if we can work in. There we go. Yeah, thumbs up on that. So, it's still the Melson that we're watching. Quick rundown of the field. We've still got 23 runners and riders out on track. It's Flying From in 23rd, Ollie's in 22nd, using 21st, WTR in 20th position, Hendricks in 19th, Shiggs up in 18th. So again, great drive by Shiggs. Buzzy in 17th place, Cool Racing up to 16th. After that exit trip into the pits, it was Valren who is ahead of him in 15th. Chico, Ferrari numero 3 actually, out with the top 3 Ferraris. He's in 14th with KOL Fighter, the driver ahead of him. Fighter closing right up on the back of Blue Mosquito in 12th place with Casper, the cork in that bottle. Bozzy is just ahead of them in 10th place. He's going to close right in on the brakes. Yeah, he really is. KOL Fighter all over the back of that Lamborghini throughout him in a rally. That's going to be fun. We've got Jetpack and Rebel, as I mentioned, in 9th. Romelson. Ooh, what's going on up there? Is that blue flags? Yes, it is. That's blue flags for Flying Throne. It is indeed. So he's just letting the lead pack through. Fighter and Blue Mosquito, they're still very close to one another. Oh, but so is GT Jamie and Romelson. Double tap. Oh, the Aston almost lost it there. GT Jamie did well to hold that, and Romelson did well to avoid contact. That could have very easily gone very sideways for both drivers. Doesn't go down at Ravazzo. KOL Fighter still trying to get his way past Blue Mosquito. They've got Casper just ahead of them, leading the way. Romelson, GT Jamie and Art Connor still separated by not much at all, and Rob 2K getting dragged back into this battle as well. Andy Craig, great drive from him in 4th place. He was leading this pack. He's now separated themselves from them well and truly. We've got TK Drifter 10 seconds now off of the race leading Audi. It is Arms. Great start to his championship. Well, let's not curse him. 5 minutes still to go. Milden with a 3rd there at the one. Andy Crazy mentioned it. It's Rob, Connor, Jamie and Romelson having this now 4-way battle for 5th position. Oh, and I tell you, GT Jamie did not get the exit he wanted there. The Audi's got absolutely no choice but to go side by side here. Down at Ravazzo, it's all going to be who can get it done on the brakes, and GT Jamie is going to lose out. The Audi, has he gone too deep? He's just about kept it, but Aston Martin comes straight back in on GT Jamie, takes it inside line and says thank you very much. The Audi too quick on the brakes, but the Audi does have the outer line, so less centrifugal force slowing his exit speed, and the Audi's acceleration certainly winning the day. Romelson finds himself back up a position where he's got GT Jamie right in that slipstream as they come into the first chicane. Is he going to make a move on the brakes? Nope, decides to keep this one nice and neat through the chicane. Good exit speed though, and the Audi could come straight back in chicane number 2. Although that's going to rob him of a bit of momentum there. Not quite as much grip on that outer part of the curbing. A little clip of the sausage, a little glint of sunlight on the back of the car. Up the hill they go, the Aston Martin. Really still applying that pressure. Romelson looking to make up more positions, but he's got, well, never mind, but he's looking to make up positions, and he's got Connor and Rob battling just ahead of him. Jamie still hanging on there. Blue Mosquito behind KOA Fighter. Val Ren as well, closing in on another Ferrari driver. That's NTS Chico. That was cool. No, it wasn't cool racing. It just nipped through there. I'm assuming that was a blue flag, but cool racing is actually right on the back of Val Ren. Then this is for position, of course. Cool falling foul of the in-game steers. Whoa, the McLaren just about held on there. Cool, very cool. Goes the outside. Goes the outside line. A little bit of contact there. Not enough to throw the Mercedes off track. Although the McLaren, oh, that's a bit squeezy, bud. Oh, okay. So there was a big bit of rubber band lag there. So I'm not 100% sure we can trust our eyes at the moment. Cool Racing does make his way through though into Aqua Minerale and improves to 15th position. Val Ren now in 16th place. Still a battle up at the front for these top 5 honours. And Melson's got himself well ahead at GT Jamie now. He's got 1.2 seconds to make up the corner. He's got 6/10, half that gap in fact, to make up to Rob 2K. Rob still hanging on to that 5th place. Andy Cray still keeping that BMW nice, neat and consistent. Finds himself in 4th place. It's still as you were with the top 3. Milden and TK Drifter separated by nothing more than that pit stop phase. TK Drifter, the Nissan, that is going to be quite the package over the full season, especially with the tracks that are on offer for the drivers, and for your viewing pleasure as well, of course, because let's face it, the better the tracks, the better the drivers, the more fun, the more overtaking that we get to see. This one's slightly spread out at the moment. Cool Racing closing in on Chico. He's got a minute and a half to catch up there. Oh, and I tell you what, he's just found 7/10 there. I think Chico's made a mistake through chicane number 2. Not what he needed when you got someone as quick as Cool Racing closing in on you in the closing stages. That was the word closing. Too many times in a sentence, Your Honour. Time for closing arguments. Yep, you actually just did. Connor. Look how much later that Aston is on the brakes. Rob just keeping it nice and neat through there, carrying as much momentum as he can, but it's Connor that is carrying more momentum through these corners. He's got a minute left to go. Arms. Will we see another lap? Yes, we will. So we've got one more lap after this. We'll try temperature actually down to 30 degrees. So it has got a lot cooler. 5 degrees cooler. So the tyres won't have as much grip over the piece as the drivers would have thought, especially the drivers that pitted really early. We saw some drivers come in really early. Oh, and he's got that. Oh, Chico's made a mistake in the chicane. Chico has made a mistake in the chicane. Cool. Val Ren. Buzzy isn't through. Val Ren is. Cool is. So Chico's going to drop a couple of positions there. Blue Mosquito crosses the line in that 13th position. Connor and Rob 2K inseparable through Aqua Minerale. GT Jamie still 5.7 seconds behind. And with 22 seconds to go, Arms crossed the line. We are on the final lap. TK Drifter just closing up on a blue flag situation. He'll sneak a bit of slipstream there, I'm sure. It's Art Connor looking to make the last lap a very, very uncomfortable one for Rob 2K. Bentley versus Aston. The British manufacturers up against one another here in Italy, and it's Aston with a very good move into Ravazzo. Gets a good exit, really gets over on those yellow sausage curbs, not to be mistaken, of course, with the yellow submarine. The two of them have entirely different jobs. Arms, he had one job: win the race. That's exactly what he did. Took pole position by less than a tenth of a second, and he's going to win by over 11 over a 1 hour race, 34 laps. That is a decent bit of pace. Hats off as well to TK Drifter. Could be on for Alien of the Week with that Nissan drive. FRL Milden with an equilibrious gap between himself and second, and himself and third place. Drive through. KOAL's got a drive through on the last lap. That is not what he needed. That's going to drop him right down the order. I'm not sure. He'll just get a time penalty because he's on the last lap. Is Art Connor going to get him moved on to Rob 2K? Am I going to see the winner cross the finish line with the action that we've got going on in the midfield? Yes, we will. It is Arms. It is Season 7. It's Race 1. It's Imola. And it is the Audi being guided home by Arms. Pole position from lights to flag. Phenomenal drive from Arms. Made that one look very easy indeed. Takes a great win, and great drive by TK Drifter as well. Started outside the top 3, finishing on the podium. Phenomenal. Yeah, there we go. He's given that a bit of a wiggle. It's after 9 o'clock. Can I crack that joke? Yeah, no, probably best not to. FRL Milton in the Mercedes comes across the line to take a very handy podium on a 9 points tally into race number 2. Andy Cray not far behind in 4th place. It's Rob 2K that did hang on to that 5th position, and we'll see himself and Art Connor successfully crossing the line to take 5th and 6th place. Chico, oh, he's already crossed. He's been given the flag. KWell Fighter's been given a 30-second penalty. GT Jamie's going to cross the line to take 8th. Jetpacker Nebula not far behind the 9th. It is Bozzy who's going to be given 10th place with Casper and Blue Mosquito not far behind. WTR Uzi still out on track. Hendricks going across the line as well. A few of the drivers have been given the checker flag already, as they were a full lap down on the leaders. Nico did indeed retire to the pits. Jetpacker Nebula will be given 9th place. Bozzy is going to get that 10th. Casper in 11th. And Blue Mosquito will cross the line. Last driver to do so, I believe. Yes, he is. And he's going to come across the line in 12th position. Unbelievable race to start the season then. Why does that do that when you press the start button? That's really bizarre. Let's just turn to Gareth and have a look at the timetable. Let's face it, all the bizarre things that happened tonight, that was the least of them. Having a look at the race, though, let's just confirm that result. It is Arms in the Audi. 61 minutes, 23 seconds out on track, and a 10.2 second gap. The top 12 drivers all finishing on the lead lap. It was TK Drifter in second, FRL Milden in third, Andy Cray fourth, Rob 2K in 5th position, Art Connor in 6th. It's FTRL Romelson in 7th position, GT Jamie in 8th, Jetpacker Nebula gets himself inside the top 10 with a nice. Bozzy 9th. I do apologise for the mispronunciation. It's 10th place for Bozzy, 11th for Casper. Blue Mosquito got himself a 12th position. And Cool Racing's been given 13th. Oh, okay. I think a couple of drivers might have left unless there's penalties being handed out. But he's been given 13th place, and we don't want to hit that button. Oh, the session's reset. Ha! Excellent. Oh no, there we go. There we go. Cool Racing 13th, Valren 14th, NTS Chico and Buzzy were 15th and 16th, with Shigs up to 17th position. KOL Fighter in 18th, with Hendricks in 19th. WTR finished in 20th position, with Uzi in 21st. Ollie RSR brought his Bentley home in 22nd. Flying From, the last driver to complete the race, in 23rd. Nico, Renville and Romario, all DNFs, unfortunately. Romario only made it out of the first lap by the look of it. Renville made it 12 laps in, and Nico made it 18 laps in before irreparable damage brought their races to an unsanctimonious end. Right, we jumped to replay quite a few times. Let's see if it actually works, and let's just save this. We'll get some cool highlights. Save replay. Thank you very much. Save and replay. Phenomenal. Well, let me change car in here. Let's leave the replay on. Yeah, let's leave that running. No, of course there's no names. Why would you want names? Let's just guess. Let's just exit with that. That was the season opener. Round number 1, Taco Tuesday. I love doing that. Powered by, of course, Next Level Racing. It's season 7. That was round number 1 at Imola. We have... Oh, the session's just reset. Excellent. We have Misano next week. Love that course for racing. We'll see many drivers erroneously think that the overtake at the end of the long straight is a good idea. Brands Hatch, Bathurst, Zoldera, Misano. The calendars will match PS4 and PS5. Up until that point, then the PS5 drivers, Circuit of the Track Limits, Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, and then Laguna Seca. Brands Hatch, Monza, and Laguna Seca all feature races 90 minutes long with 2 mandatory pit stops. Spoiled for... I know. It's just too good. It's just too good. That's not what we want. Is it what? Yes, it is. And of course, if you are looking to jump on board and support Formula Racing League, there's all the details there of the tiers for their patron. You can see at the bottom there, Formula Racing League. Oh, .co.uk. I put .com. Wow. But yeah, formularacinglleague.co.uk. You can get all the info you need. Their Discord links, calendars, all that good stuff. £3 a month will get you an FRL supporter badge. You'll get your driver number, reserved seat for free, and you'll get an entry into the FRL Lotto, which is, of course, drawn on the podcasts on a Wednesday night. So make sure you tune in for that as well. FRL Elites, get those 3 perks as well. You'll also get a number logo. Coaching. And when it is ready, you will get the new to PC Sim Racing Guide. And yes, I have managed to blag myself a copy of that when it comes out, purely for research purposes, so I can sing its praises. So there we go. Also, I'm not a chancer, you are. The FRL Alien, only an extra 50 pence a month to upgrade to FRL Alien. And with that, you will get everything that was previously mentioned for the previous 2 tiers. That's a lot of previous. I'm repeating my words tonight. It's a good thing. You'll also get your own overlay and banner. There is yearly prizes up for grabs. You'll get a Sim Hub dashboard. You'll get Elgato ACC icons for your Stream Deck and mobile Stream Deck. And you'll also get yourself a custom livery. And I can tell you, I've seen quite a few of them, and they are absolutely cracking. So yeah, if you do want to support FRL, that is the best way to do it over on Patreon. Of course, the YouTube channel will always be showing the races, and Twitch as well. Formula Racing League over on Twitch. So jump over and give us a follow over there as well. An interesting race to start the evening. The drivers certainly put on a show. Fingers crossed we can get spectator mode working beautifully for you lovely people next week and get some helicam and get a proper look at these stunning cars and some of the action out on track. I never actually introduced myself at the start of the show, but of course I am Double O Raven, John Wright, on Twitch as well. Thank you to everyone that tuned in this evening. Thank you to the drivers that took part and finished the race tonight. I'll be back for Misano next Tuesday. Set your calendars. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Until then,